This was supposed to be, and we talked about it a long time ago on this pod, the summer of Jason Tatum. He won a title, biggest contract in NBA history, gold medal.
Yep.
And so far, when he won the title, he didn't get finals MVP, which he took issue with. People clowned the way he celebrated and said it was plagiarism. They all made fun of everything he did.
He hasn't helped himself.
He had the biggest contract in NBA history, and I feel like no one ever really, it was kind of like came and went, right? It wasn't like, it was like whatever. Way bigger of a deal when Jaylen Brown did it the year before. There's some obvious reasons there. And then now, my man got a DNP in the Olympics. You're ruining the summer of Tatum. This guy's in his prime, and I feel like it's all about the young guys like Anthony Edwards, and it's about the older guys like KD and LeBron.
Yeah.
And it's unfair. And also, my guy, he cut the hair for this, man. Like, don't give him a DNP. Like, I don't like it. And you know what?
Well,
I'm not even like...
You saw Steve Kerr say you feel like an idiot for not playing him. My thing was like, at no point, man, when you're up 20, like 24.
I know someone was like, get him
no
in.
one's like, hey, can we get JT in the game just so we don't have to deal with this?
Come
just
on.
throw him in there.
Yeah.
And then my thing is, if you don't, the way it should have been handled versus the media, it should have been like, you know what? We had a group out there and it was just working. So I just went with it. There's going to be multiple times this run where another guy isn't playing because Tatum and someone else is on the floor and that group's working. Everyone in our team is supreme and elite. I can't play them all because it doesn't allow our guys to have rhythm. I'm trying to get KD more minutes. This was his first game. He was 8 for 8. So at that point, you can't take him out the floor. This was working. Book was playing a great game. It just happened. It's not personal to Tatum. Tatum might play 20-something minutes next game, and this guy only plays 5. You say that, people are like, oh, okay. Yeah. Done. But he goes, oh, I feel like an idiot. Should have played him. Now everyone's like, uh-oh, he should have. Was it on purpose? Was it intentional? Da-da-da. Then he goes, well, he's going to play for South. Don't announce that he's going to play because now.
And guess what? He started. So he went from not playing to starting him. And I don't want that either because if you saw him with the starting lineup today, it didn't make sense with LeBron.
And he didn't play well.
Why can't we put him off the bench in the second unit so him and Ant are the scorers and he can play his game?
Him and Ant need to be the two guys that we bring off the bench to be like, hey, go score.
Yeah.
Period. It's not complicated. For us, starting him was the biggest force I've ever seen. You don't go from DNPs to being like starting and then or be like, he didn't play because of matchup reasons. Steve, he's 6'8" and can play 4 positions on the floor.
Yeah.
Especially in FIBA. He can guard 1, 2, 3, 4. Why are we acting like Tatum's a liability? Tatum can play versus any player. You're saying Jason Tatum didn't play versus Serbia because the matchups weren't good for him?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. He's the best American player we have other than the 3 big guys. But in terms of the youth, Tatum's the guy. He's the guy who won and the guy whose team goes to the finals every fucking year. Okay? So when you got Ant, you got Book, you got these. Tatum's ahead of both of them.
Yeah.
That guy should be playing. There was no excuse for it.
And also, I don't think should be starting with these guys. It doesn't make sense either.
And it doesn't make sense to start him because it just doesn't make sense. Why the hell would we start him with those
He's all
two?
over the place.
No, it makes 0 sense, bro. That's why I'm just like, it was so forced when they're like, he's starting versus South Sudan. It's like, come on, man. You don't have, first off, Steve Kerr, you don't owe nobody nothing. You want to know why? Because not me, not you.
He's got,
Pausha.
11 titles? You guys as a player and a coach? Yeah.
You've won a fuck ton of rings, okay? No one can deny that. You've been around greatness. No one can deny that. And more importantly, you're the one there in Paris sitting on the damn seat.
Yeah. Running
the show. You don't owe shit to us.
Dwayne Wade today on the broadcast said there's a lot of social media coaches out there judging Steve Kerr, which was a good point. I was like, damn, I guess I'm one of those people like judging him. It is harder than it looks.
It's way harder than it looks. There's always going to be a wrong choice because someone's not playing who's really good. He don't owe nobody nothing. And that's why I didn't like when he came out and was like, I'm an idiot, or he'll be playing for South Sudan. You don't need to announce that he's going to play, man. Like, it sounds like we're forcing him to play. And I'm sure JT's like, God damn, bro. Can you just played me?
Yeah.
Just don't say nothing.
Right.
We don't need to know, Steve. You got it. You're the coach for a reason. You got Spo next to you, another guy who's equally could be the coach. Just run the show. If a guy don't play, tell him to fucking deal with it.
Right.
You don't like it, go home. We don't need to know the answer. You didn't need to announce he's playing, and we didn't need him to start him after he didn't play all last game. Now we're starting him. It just looked forced. All right, just incorporate him some minutes. You should have played him. You should have played for Serbia, but if you didn't, hey man, we had some matchups that were really working out there. We had a lineup that was thriving. I was also trying to get KD a lot more minutes purposely today. He's 8 for 8. Couldn't take him out the game. Was trying some different things.
It was the first game with KD.
It was the first game with him.
It was
kind of threw us off a little bit.
Yeah.
And I literally, sometimes you just forget what you have over there because what's working right now is working.
Yeah.
It wasn't intentional. By the way, KD, this is what you say. Tatum's going to be a huge part of us winning this. There's going to be games where he plays a lot of minutes and one of these other guys doesn't play. That's just the beauty of having the talented team that we have.
Right.
Done.
Yeah.
Everyone's just going to be like, okay, cool. Now it's every game. Joel Embiid didn't play. Is he going to start next game? But just we don't. I hope he's like, yo, get off my dick. I'm going to play whoever I need to play.
Yeah.
And we're going to win the fucking gold medal and everyone's going to be happy. Shut the fuck up.
When you didn't have a super team last summer, everyone was complaining. You get the super team, people aren't going to play, and then everyone's complaining.
Now everyone's mad.
Are we just never happy?
That's what I'm just like.
Am I part of the problem?
And that's my point.
Yeah.
Steve don't owe none of us anything.
Right.
All right. Go do your thing. Go coach. You don't need to announce who's playing, who's not playing. Let the media start up their own. They're not over here. Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith don't coach basketball. They've never been a part of the NBA ever. All right. You don't need to worry about what they got going on. We're talking about.
And also, don't forget when they give out those gold medals and everyone's celebrating, no one's gonna remember any of this stuff.
No one's gonna give a damn about whether Tatum played the first game for Serbia when they're over there all biting the gold medal. No one's going to care.
Right.
So just do your job. That's the only way you can really fuck up. If you don't come home with gold, people will be like, don't come home at all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is it. We got to win this one. If you come up, no one gives a damn, bro. Your team is super. Not everybody's going to play. End of discussion. That's just what it is. So, I think probably through all of this, I guarantee you, a guy like Steve Kerr, who has the experience he has, the winning resume that he has, him and Spo have probably been like, going forward, let's just tighten it up.
Yeah.
We don't need to be, we don't owe anybody anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything needs to be discussed internally. If Joel Embiid's not playing, we'll tell him before the game, hey, you're not playing today. Done deal. I don't need to tell the media anything. If they ask me, I'm like, that was an internal decision. Again, we're just trying different matchups. It's early on, and we feel like these teams, we have to put our great players out there, but we feel like we can experiment a little bit. Serbia was our first game. It was our first game back with KD. We had a commandable lead. I wanted the guys on the floor to have the minutes that night. I didn't want to parcel it out because it's hard to get everybody a rhythm when you play everybody 12 minutes. I wanted some guys to play 20-something minutes that night, get him a rhythm, and then we'll play Tatum a lot of minutes. Next game, maybe that guy doesn't play as much, so he can get his rhythm. We're kind of giving everybody.
It just sucks also. We beat the team that might give us, it's between them and Germany, that'll give us the hardest time, maybe Canada, but Serbia is also obviously one of those teams.
Yeah.
Beat them by 26, and the talk wasn't, we beat them by 26.
No, it was about Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
And that's where him saying I feel like an idiot didn't help because that now people are like, oh, is he an idiot?
Well, that was the big headline. Yeah.
Yeah. Him saying I feel like an idiot not playing Tatum. That was the headline. Yeah. You don't have to give it to him. You don't owe us nothing. We're not Steve Kerr. You are.
Yeah.
You need to be like, listen, Tatum's going to play a lot of minutes for us down the stretch. He's going to be a huge part of why we win gold. Today, I had a different lineup out there and it was working, and I wanted to give those guys reps so we can get used to KD being out there with us, and it just happened. Next game, I'm sure Tatum will play a lot. Somebody else might not play as much. That's just the way it's going to work. We only have really a consistent 3 or 4 guys that's going to be playing big minutes every single game. I'm pretty sure you guys know who that is.
Yeah.
Done deal. People are like, yeah, it's probably going to be LeBron, KD. We already know this. So, there's going to be games where Book plays a lot. There's going to be games where he doesn't. There's going to be games where Ant plays a lot. There's going to be games where he doesn't. There's going to be games where Tatum plays a lot. Drew, Derek, those guys will all fluctuate. Our steady 4 should be KD, AD, LeBron, Steph. Those 4 should be playing 20 minutes a night. Done deal. End of discussion.